In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to design a fake rebrand just like this from start to finish. Here's my process. Alright, first off, about. So this is called Brew Bros, and I'm going to you can just pause this video and see what this company is about, their needs for this brand. So their company is looking for a primary logo, a secondary logo, sub-market logo, product mockups, and any extras. Brew Bros is big with color and is looking for a bold color scheme. Next, I'm going to go through Pinterest and see any ideas that catch my eye. I'm going to look up just coffee illustrations and any color schemes that I enjoy. As you can see, I really like the more primary color scheme, retro. Next, I'm going to go to Unsplash, look through some photos there of coffee shops, and the like. Next, I'm going to go to a mock-up website. I will show you how to do that later in this video. Just going to save a few and then move on. Step 1, create a new document and mood board. So I'm just going to create my new document, 3 artboards, nothing too special, keep it RGB. And next I'm going to rearrange all of my artboards. I like to keep it all in a row. Next I'm going to make my mood board. Now I like to keep it on an artboard and then delete it later. I'm just going to make a bunch of squares and then I'll make a bunch of clipping masks, and it was just going to jump forward, and I'm just kind of showing you my process of making my mood board. And I'm just going to make clipping masks for all of those. Step 2, typography. Now for typography, I like to just copy and paste Brew Bros just over and over and over and over. And I like to just try out different typography. A lot of them are different, a lot of them could be similar. I wanted to see if a old 20s retro theme would work well. I found out later that it didn't. I kind of went with a more geometric style. So right here, I just like to kind of go through the list, see which ones I don't like. You can kind of see that I really wanted to keep one of these script fonts. I really wanted to see it work out. But as you can see, I really wanted to see if I could make that work. Kind of realized that I didn't like it too much. So here I'm going to try to do one of those submark logos, and just decide that I just didn't like it. I really like this font right here. It has a funky German name that I'm not going to try to pronounce here, and I'm just going to go through and make a couple logo types. Next right here, I'm going to be making my color palette. I wanted to have a cream color, a red, a blue. I'm going to try out different blues. And lastly, I wanted to have a yellow just for accent purposes, just more of a warm tone. Next, I'm going to make my color logo. I'm kind of working backwards, but that's kind of how my brain works. And that's how I like to make my logos. Next, I am going to make some other types of logos and all the different colors that I have. I kind of like to do this to see how my colors work well together, and as I could kind of tell that I did like how the color scheme was going, so just trying out different combinations. Found out I did in fact really enjoy these combinations. Step 3, illustrations. So here I have a picture of a coffee pot, and I'm just going to be making some shapes around it. It does not have to be perfect. In fact, I like it to be imperfect. That's kind of my style. More geometric shapes. And I quite like doing illustrations for different branding purposes, just because it kind of catches the viewer's eye and it kind of draws them towards the brand even more. So as you can see, I'm just going to keep going along here. Going to see how the color works well with this shape. fixing up any edges that need be. I'm just gonna switch in and out here, fix some areas. And as you can see, I'm using the pencil tool. I'm not using the paintbrush tool. I do not really like that. I find that is much easier to use than the pen tool. And once you really get the hang of the pencil tool, you're really gonna fall in love with it. And then now I'm just making another version of the logo with illustrations, and I just really like how this turned out. I really like how the colors work well together and how the illustration works well with the typography. So, step 4, making a pattern. So I'm going to take all of my illustrations together and I'm going to collect them all and group them and make a pattern. I'm going to just play around with it. I like the hexagon shape for this one. Just kind of move it around, play with it, and see what I like the most. I really like making patterns for brands. You can add them to stickers, tissue paper, whatever your brand will need. And it just kind of looks fun, you know? I'm just going to zoom out and see what works. And then I'm going to add another artboard and turn down the transparency of this pattern, and I just think it works well. Step 5, mock-ups. So next time we're going to make a mock-up. So this is a loyalty card that I made up really quick, and I'm going to download this PSD file, open it up in Photoshop. Now this part goes pretty quick, so I just double click on one of the files on the layers, and then I just resize the Illustrator file, and it should resize since it is a vector file, and it should look something like this. And I'm just going to save it as a PNG because we want to save it as an image, not anything else. I'm going to save it with 150 ppi just so it keeps the resolution pretty clear. And for our last step, I'm going to show you how I set up my social media posts. I'm going to make a new file, same as before. I'm just going to do this as an Instagram post and have about 6 artboards. Next, I'm going to rearrange my artboards just so that they are flush together because I want to make a carousel post. It's more trendy and it gets more engagement. I'm going to choose some of the images that I found on Unsplash and make a kind of a squiggle design, I guess, here, and just make a clipping mask, and it kind of flows into the next page, and I like how that turned out. And as you can see here, I jumped ahead and added my logo, the cream logo on there, just kind of gave it more of a organic touch, not so much of the primary colors that I have on here. Next, I'm just arranging everything else that I have. So the other mock-ups that I have are stickers. Just going to resize them in Illustrator. And I really like how these turned out. The shadows are awesome, and they look like stickers, and this makes me so excited. So here's everything that I have so far. I'm going to add another mock-up that I made. It's just a coffee bag, and one of the other ones is adding a logo onto a cup, and that will be my last one. Here I'm just resizing the coffee bag that I made. And I kind of like how the pattern works well with the coffee bag here. It's different. I don't really see anything kind of like this. Right here I just extended the colors, and here's everything all together. It just makes me so happy to see it all together, and I'm gonna save it as PNGs on a new folder. Save as, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, and you don't have to do much else. All you gotta do is just add that to your Instagram post, and then you are done. Really exciting stuff here.